Oh, let's see what we have going on this morning. Hello, Real. Hello, Lori. Hello, JD. David. Colorado. Sheila Presley Sanders. I wonder what Sheila Presley Sanders has going on. She has such a prestigious sounding name. I don't know why it seems so prestigious to me, but it kind of does. Do you know what I'm talking about? Hello, Ryan. Hello, Nguyen. Hello, Victory. Hello, Mark. What a good name, Victory. What a good name, Victory. Little constant reminder. Morning, Ryan. Constant reminder. Kind of a positive affirmation every time you write your name. But good morning good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is, what time is it? I mean, I should look. I just looked at the watch. It's 5:20 in the morning. It's Thursday morning. It is, I believe, September 26th. Happy Thursday. It's a little show I've been doing for quite some time. And it is a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some feelings, some ups and downs, some thoughts I have. Sharing a little bit about life for those that have been watching a while. And I'm a little skeptical this morning. I think I showed you what type of coffee I was brewing in the intro. Good morning, Sean. So I'm a little skeptical this morning. But I had a buddy bring me a bag of coffee that he wasn't going to use a couple weeks back, and I noticed I hadn't used it either. So I thought I'd give it a try today. Good morning. And so here I am. So for anyone that's been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. You know it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I do have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I'm fairly excited, but somewhat skeptical to have my first sip at this extremely early hour on this Thursday morning. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. It's the Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I'm going to go get the bag. I'm going to go. Thank you. Cheers to you, too. Let me go get the bag. I got to read more. I got to know more. Okay, the original blend. It's a medium roast. I think in a big, good morning. I think in a big styrofoam cup like they used to serve, with a whole bunch of cream in it. Probably tastes pretty good. If I was on like a road trip to go see my sister or something like that, I'd probably be enjoying it a lot more. So maybe I just am not mentally in the right place to properly appreciate the blessing that is the Dunkin' Original Blend coffee. So let's have another sip, see if my appreciation goes up anymore. I mean, it's coffee. And it's kind of doing what I want it to. That it's going to increase the appreciation of my pumpkin spice that I might drink tomorrow, or my cinnamon dolce, or what have you, that I might drink tomorrow. And maybe that's all I needed it for. Maybe that's all I needed it for today. Maybe it doesn't have to change my life, or maybe it just has to change it that little bit. Change the trajectory just a little bit. Like in all those asteroid movies, when you have the asteroid coming down to hit the Earth, and I don't know, somehow they send up guys up in space, and they know they can't destroy the asteroid, but they think they can change its trajectory just a little bit, so it avoids the Earth. Oh, who asked the question? Ryan asked, how do I drink my coffee? When I'm at home, I drink my coffee black. When I am Lake Norman, North Carolina. Somebody's tuning in from Lake Norman, North Carolina. I almost think I got a buddy that lives on Lake Norman. Hey, Jamie's liking the live. She is slamming the live. I don't know if Jamie's a regular viewer or not, but she's slamming the live. Ryan is in Denver, North Carolina. Who knew? Who knew there was a Denver, North Carolina? I almost feel myself picking up some steam. Looks like I've got two viewers from Denver, North Carolina. I wonder if any of my viewers, other than the two that are from there, knew there even was a Denver, North Carolina. And secondly, how big my show was in Denver, North Carolina. I really own the audience here on social media in Denver, North Carolina. It's one of my, all the statistics on all these social media platforms show where your viewers are coming from, whether they're male or female, and what city or what country. I'm usually seen in my hometown in Naperville. In Chicago, I get pretty many viewers. Maybe I'll have to look again and see how I'm doing in Denver, North Carolina. It's only a town of 7,000, and I get 3,000 viewers a day from that town alone. It's early today. It's an early start, perhaps too early. I woke this morning and kind of got some less than just totally peaceful thoughts and some things, a bunch of things I need to do today. Nothing too difficult or backbreaking or stressful or anything, but it's just a series of things. I talk a lot about mental health and hello, Will Belchill. My own struggles with anxiety and depression at times, and maybe over drinking, substance abuse even. And I'm certainly not immune to it even today, but I am a lot better at feeling a lot better about it. Good morning, Sunny Girl, and being okay with it and knowing how to handle it and how to get through it. And I think that's through a bunch of things, but Coffee with Ken is one of those things. Neon Dion. Is that Deion Sanders? Is he still coaching Colorado? Yes, I guess I'm sober now. I don't drink. Sober is an interesting word, and it's kind of like a club. I don't know. I don't know if I like joining clubs, because I'll talk about my. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. People ask me, do I go to meetings? And they mean AA meetings. And I go, no. And I'll talk about my faith or my spirituality. And if I'm around some Christian, they'll go, "Oh, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Savior?" And that makes me uncomfortable. And somebody just asked if I'm sober now. And I feel that's almost an entryway into a club. How many days? I don't count the days, Neon Dion. I mean, I know the date. I know the date. I know the date. I don't know what Eric's saying. A lot of people are talking. Oh, let me see. I'm going to go back. I got somebody talking about depression. All right. Well, Sunny Girl, here's my coffee. And let me take a sip of it before I address Rosie's comment. Rosie says, it's so hard when in the middle of depression trying to remind myself that it can get better. Well, I wasn't in the throes of depression this morning, but I certainly was feeling anxious and a little bummed about stuff that we don't even need. It doesn't even really matter, the stuff. It doesn't even matter the stuff or what's going on in Rosie's life or my life or, you know, because when you're struggling with the depression, whatever issues you have seem too much to deal with and too much to handle. And I don't know, I think kind of acknowledging it and going, hey, that's bad self-talk in my mind, or I'm feeling stressed and it's early in the morning, you shouldn't feel stressed. And catching yourself. And I think you can turn it around quickly. And I think the easiest way to turn it around is with gratitude and the having faith that things will be okay and that you're where you need to be. So, I don't know. Let me see. I got to catch up to where I was. I still have to brew. Oh, Sunny Girl's behind in her drinking. Has Ken Tracy found a better self now that Ken Tracy is sober? Neon Dion, you don't have to be so formal and call me Ken Tracy. Although you can. Have I found a better self? Yeah, well, I feel better about myself. I think I'm a better person. I think I'm mentally more healthy. I know I'm physically more fit. And I think I'm going in the right direction. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of nice. I'm going to get some more. Hang with me. Oh. Again, I woke this morning early and kind of was confused about where I was and what I was doing and why it felt like I worked last night when I didn't work. And it reminded myself that I went to a certification, something the city or the state that I live in requires to work in a restaurant that serves alcohol. And it was an interesting experience and kind of an eye-opening experience for me. And I also follow a lot of like mental health groups on Facebook and sobriety groups on Facebook. And I think, unlike the conventional wisdom, that the two are intertwined and that drinking and drugs and alcohol aren't as much of a disease, if you will, and I get in trouble for saying it, but I'm just going to say it anyway, as they are a mental health issue. And that doesn't mean that they're not real or important or struggles, but it means they need to be taken care of, I think, a little differently and with different sorts of, I don't want to call it treatment, because watching my show certainly wouldn't just be described as treatment. But I'll see so many comments and so many posts from both these groups. And honestly, I feel I could kind of help them in kind of a tough love sort of way, in a understanding sort of way, in an encouraging sort of way. And I believe the root cause for both of them is maybe a negative self-image. And not feeling good about who you are or what you're doing or your meaning or your purpose in life. And not realizing that it's okay to have feelings, even negative ones, but identifying yourself by those negative feelings because they recur. And I think probably everybody, and it's hard to put yourself in somebody else's mind, but I'm sure everybody probably has negative thoughts from time to time and goes, dang it, I missed that light, or what have you. But I think some people probably obsess on their thoughts more than others. And I think it's important to be aware of that and catch yourself obsessing on thoughts and obsessive worries and obsessive fears, and realize the reason you want to drink beer or you want to whatever is just to numb the fear that you have in your inside. And it kind of works. It's the problem. It kind of works. Changes your mood from one of anxiety or doubt or negativity to one of numbness or a stupor, if you will. But I think you got to come to the point, do you want to go through life numb or in a stupor? Because life goes quick. And I was numbing myself to the world for most of my life. Still not thrilled about my coffee, by the way. It's okay. I'm supposed to be grateful. It's okay not to be perfect. It is okay not to be perfect. I talk about gratitude all the time on my show and habits all the time on my show. But the most important habit is forgiving yourself. And, or else you're just going to go around beating yourself up. So occasionally, even with my smile and my general positive demeanor, I might bitch a little bit. And I might go, I think you're supposed to. I think you're supposed to bitch a little bit. And that's the lesson you're supposed to learn. You're supposed to go, well, that coffee's just okay. I wish it was something else. But then the key to it all is having that feeling, that kind of negative, not that wonderful feeling. And then going, hey, but I'm thankful I have coffee at all today. Thank you, Lord, for this cup of coffee. No, I'm not using any creamer. I never put sugar in it. I never put sugar in my coffee, no matter where I go. I mean, I probably like it. Sugar tastes good. But yeah, no, I never put sugar in my coffee, and I'll put creamer on the, when I'm on the road. I like saying I'm on the road. It's like I'm a band or what have you. Got a little bug climbing on my coffee bag. You don't want a bug. Even if it's a Dunkin' Donuts, it's still somewhat disrespectful. Am I okay with this angle? Yeah, that's a better angle. Yeah. I felt you were getting more ceiling than you needed. So let's have a little more coffee. So anyway, I hopped on after my meeting last night. I went, I say a meeting. Anyone new tuning in might think it's an AA meeting. No. But it was a meeting about, again, safe and responsible service of alcohol. And I felt the whole meeting and the whole point of it, didn't resonate the way, it almost inspired me. It almost inspired me because I looked at drinking as a whole and as a societal issue, maybe more than I had before. And that just the fact that they're having this class about responsible serving of alcohol, when I think maybe I don't truly believe there is any responsible serving of alcohol. And despite my wish that it wouldn't ever be made illegal, because I don't think the government should be stepping in and doing things maybe like that. And I don't really feel prohibition works. I do feel being open and honest and talking about the stuff that we're doing might be a good idea. And that combined with my experience on these sobriety groups I belong to, people and mental health groups, people are out there struggling. People are out there hurting. And I've struggled and I've hurt. Yet I'm feeling better. And I've had the darkest thoughts. And I've been just about as depressed as anybody. But I managed to get through it and learn to be okay and love myself and forgive myself. I always end up my shows saying, I hope you love yourself, I hope you forgive yourself, because if you don't, who is? Who will? So I kind of looked at it as a passion almost, if you will. Because I want to help people, I want to make a difference, and I hope doing my show, I think doing my show is what I'm supposed to do, and I'm supposed to be touching people on various topics, be it relationship or financial or sobriety or mental health or whatever. But it almost got me thinking last night that I might even, and I often will say, a higher calling. I didn't feel being a stockbroker was a high calling at all, but I wanted to own my own business, so I became a realtor. I didn't feel that was much higher of a calling either, to be honest with you. I didn't feel I was helping the world in any meaningful way. So I found Coffee with Ken. So now I drink coffee in the morning and talk about my stuff, hoping that somebody out there connects with my stuff, and I think they do. Not that many people this morning, because my stuff got me out of bed very early. So I don't think this stuff ever goes away in entirety. We're always working through stuff and dealing with stuff. And if we kind of led a life of anxiety and fear, that stuff is always going to creep back in us. Yeah. But if we're working in the right direction and filling our toolbox full of good things, we learn to deal with that stuff in a healthier manner. What's neat about this show for me, it's like therapy for me. I get to talk through my things. I think I'm confident enough to know that I'm okay even with my things. And I think a lot of people out there were trained to either grin and bear it and not feel things or not feel emotions or not struggle or drown our sorrows. Honestly, society tells us to drown our sorrows. All these guys, you know, I don't know, screaming at a football game on a Sunday afternoon with their shirts off and their, I don't know, face painted or whatever. I mean, it's just an outlet for whatever's inside. The people going to mosh pits, I think we're all looking for outlets. Does my viewership increase the more vulnerable I become? Well, I think my viewership doesn't really change a whole lot. I think whether it grows or not during a live video isn't that relevant to my audience as a whole, because the live videos are just a really tiny portion of my viewership. I repurpose these videos and post them as full-length videos on a different social media platform, and also post them as shorts and reels and TikToks on a bunch of others. And because of that, if I talk about a really good topic, and I've got some dark topics I've talked about before. If you're looking and you are on TikTok, I've got 2 videos pinned at the top of my TikTok page. One was about the love I feel for my son Augie, who has Down syndrome, and it's a beautiful video, honestly, and he's just the sweetest little thing in the video, and I'm kind of talking over it the whole time, and it came out just right. And the other one's a really raw, me telling a story about my brother Steve. That's really vulnerable. And again, I'm not going, okay, I'm going to be vulnerable right now. I'm not going to talk about this subject. So I'm going to create the right lighting and the right setting. It's just a guy drinking coffee early in the morning that's talking about a bunch of different subjects, and some subjects might touch a nerve. Yeah. My second wife and I, also known as my second ex-wife, I always used to do a lot of videos and promote my real estate business with videos. And somewhere along the line, probably with her help, I realized the value of doing it live is that there's no opportunity for another take. So there's no desire or no hope or no anticipation that anything's going to be perfect. So if you're doing a live video and you're, I don't know, touring a house, let's say, and you stumble walking up or down a stair, if you were doing it taped, you'd say, darn it, I'm going to have to retake that video because that wasn't perfect. But the beauty is in the imperfection of life, and the viewer, when you're doing it live, sees how you get to respond to something awkward or stumbling or a sensitive topic coming up or what have you. And I think that's a lot of, because very few of my videos do I sit down and say, hey, I'm going to talk about a topic. Let's talk about sobriety. Honestly, though, I think, and I've talked about it for years, for niches, and it almost made me think of career paths for me. Again, I've had a lot of careers and I made a good amount of money, but I have a lot of financial responsibilities, and yeah. But I think I could help some people. I think I could help these people that are feeling alone on these mental health groups, and certainly the people that are struggling with drinking. And I think my perspective, we often think our perspective is right. I think my perspective kind of works. Kind of works. I think the reason most of us drink is to silence the voice in our head and to quiet us and to numb us, because the voice in our head's a real negative one, and we're mean to ourselves. And we're mean to ourselves. And I think my basic message is one of forgiveness and encouragement, and it's okay. Because I think the more we learn as individuals that whatever it is that you're going through is okay, the easier it is for us to get out of whatever we're going through, if that makes sense to you. Because if we wallow in crap, where we are or how we're feeling, or that we drank yesterday and we're feeling guilty that we drank yesterday, and that you were sober for 2 weeks and you screwed up yesterday and you drank and you're a bad person and you're ashamed of yourself, and you're coming to these groups and you're admitting that you drank yesterday and you're going to have to start all over today. I just think that's the wrong attitude. I just think that's the wrong attitude. I think that's like scolding yourself for tripping and skinning your knee. And if you're always beating yourself up over our mistakes, I think it's our mind programming us to live in those mistakes for longer than we're meant to. Should people reach out to me for help? I don't think I can help people on an individual basis via social media. I mean, I can throw some encouraging words, but I've got my own life to lead and my own issues to deal with. I have people reaching out and people saying, hey, how do you want to do this? Or I'm thinking about stopping drinking. I'm not sure that's the way. Because again, I got a busy day. I can't handle a million individual, not a million, but even 10, even 3, I got my own stuff, and I think there's a better way. And a little bit, maybe that's what Coffee with Ken is, and a little bit about my videos I do that touch on all these. Yeah. I think people have to want it and feel better and get better and know they have power and acknowledge their weaknesses, but don't punish themselves for their weaknesses. Yeah. Fit Men Over 40 joined. I'm a reasonably fit man over 40. I could start a new club. Reasonably fit men over 55. I saw a guy yesterday at the coffee shop who said he was 77. He was in great shape. I was sitting next to 2 older dudes and kind of eavesdropping, editing a video, but also eavesdropping. Kind of joined their conversation. One of them was named Ken. I like that a lot. But yeah, one guy, amazing. He just looked like he could go run a marathon. And, yeah, look good. Hope I look that good in 21 years. Wonder if I'll still be doing Coffee with Ken in 21 years. Still be waking up early, still be living in this extended stay. I'll tell you what, and I talked about it maybe a bit yesterday. There was a duplex that looked interesting to me in a good location here in Naperville, Illinois. And it came on the market, and I was kind of watching it, and I drove by it a couple times and said, oh, that does look pretty nice. It'd be perfect. It would have been a stretch of the budget, maybe further of a stretch than I am ready for. But I still think it's nice to dream, if you will, and hope and plan and eventually set goals and then accomplish something. And maybe this was just a first step for me, and it was just dreaming, because again, it's probably too soon. But it got taken off the market. Somebody rented it really quickly. I must say, it still stings a little bit. It still stings a little bit. But maybe there's a reason. Maybe it would have been more than I should have spent. Maybe I need to get my revenue or my income up to a point where I can cover my financial responsibilities and rock and roll in a way I will be or expect to be or hope to be. And sometimes we don't know what that reason is, but there usually is. So let's have a little more coffee. Kind of a quiet audience today. Kind of a quiet audience. We haven't had any new comments in a while. Maybe if the audience is quiet, that's okay. Maybe I'm supposed to be quiet. Maybe I'm supposed to sip my coffee and edit this video and post this video. Good morning, Bradley Clark. Bradley Clark, I was just getting ready to sign off. I was considering signing off because it'd been kind of a quiet audience. I started really early today, Brad. Started really early, had some things going on my mind. Woke up at 4 or 5 and figured rather than sit there and fuss around and have things going on my mind, I'd get up and start my day. I'll tell you what, while we're talking anxiety and fear, for me, it's worst when I'm sitting, laying in bed. I've gotten better at it, but it still have relapse from time to time where anxiety will grip you in bed. There were long periods of life where I was scared of bed almost. It's not good to be scared of bed. You're supposed to like your bed. I like you, bed. You need to make friends with it. So let's sip a little more coffee. Will Bill said anxiety is always worse in the morning. Yeah, at night you're tired. You're done with your day. You made it through a day that you probably started out anxious with. And I don't know, your brain shuts down just because it's tired. But in the morning you wake up and your day's in front of you and maybe it's not clearly defined, or if it is, I know you start worrying about, can you make it to here, and is this going to go well, and is this going to go the way I hope, and I'm going to get everything done, and am I going to be tired, and how am I going to do it, and all these kind of thoughts. And I don't know, I think it's best to take a deep breath and realize you're looking too far ahead, and thank the Lord for the comfortable bed, or the sleep you got, or the coffee you have, or the early hour that you're up, because it's still dark out here in Naperville. And I'm just wrapping up my show, so, if I wanted, I could go back to sleep for another couple hours. That seems kind of appealing right now. Well, Otis, it's important you find peace. And I'm glad you have. Now and again, I like to check in on some people. See who I'm talking to, seeing if they have pictures or what have you. It's about all the things you got to do the day on top of the things you're worried about. Yeah, well, we'll build chill. Again, I think anxiety comes from thinking too far ahead. And catch yourself. Realize, hey, I'm thinking too far ahead. I'm worried about a doctor's appointment at 3 o'clock, let's say. But it's only 6 o'clock in the morning. The next 9 hours of your life are too important to waste on anxiety about making it to a doctor's appointment or what have you. And somehow, some way, you got to catch yourself, first of all, acknowledge it, second of all, and be okay that you were feeling a little anxious about the day ahead. And then go, hey, I got a nice hot cup of coffee. I've got a soft chair. I've got the sunrise, and I've got people that love me or people I love. You have a lot to be grateful for. Hey, even if you want to throw on TV, hey, I'm thankful for CNBC this morning and Joe Kernan talking about this topic or what have you. But when you let your mind kind of run wild, as we probably have a tendency to do, I don't think that's a good thing. So, anyway, it's Thursday morning. I'm feeling a little quiet right now. Quiet's good. Quiet's good. I'm not sure how good this coffee is. It's okay. I'll tell you, if I do lay down and go back to sleep and there's still 2/3 of a pot left, I don't like wasting things. I don't like wasting things. I feel guilty throwing out this bag of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Guilt is almost an emotion not worth having, or shame. But I feel guilty throwing out this Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Otis says, am I able to break up my day so you don't get anxious because you have to work at night? I don't know exactly what you mean. I got a bunch of stuff I want to get done between now and 5 o'clock. None of it's hard or horrible. I mean, I'd like to work out and there's some other things I have to do, but none of it's hard. And I think anxiety, it's just a series of errands that I got to do and things, waiting here and doing this and picking up this and, just a bunch of little stupid things that are just part of life. And sometimes the stupid little things, everyday things, I almost laugh at myself saying it, cause stress. Because we're thinking about making it to an appointment or getting through an appointment, or how long is this going to take, and is work going to go smoothly tonight, and am I really going to have the energy to go to the gym, and will I have time to go back to get rest so I can have a good shift tonight, or just worrying about a bunch of stuff. And again, I think just taking a deep breath. Take a deep breath with me. I'll bet you most of you didn't do that. I'll bet you most of you didn't take that deep breath with me. So I'm going to give you another chance because it felt so good for me. It'd probably be good to do it again. And again, I don't think most of you took that deep breath. So let's do it again. I tell you what. I felt really good. I know Will Bill likes my yoga videos and my meditative videos. When I was out in Yellowstone this summer, some days I'd bring out my mat and practice a little yoga and do it on a live show. Never got great viewership, and honestly started lifting weights more than doing yoga. But it felt really good doing a little focused stretching and focused breathing and focused talking. It's funny, I was thinking, wow, I really like teaching. I really like teaching yoga. I like teaching mental health and teaching sobriety. Problem is, I'm not an expert at anything. I just bring a really good attitude to most things that I do. I do. I may not even be that good of a waiter, but I bring a good attitude. I tell them that during the interview. Hey, I'm going to have a great attitude and I'm going to work hard. I'm not going to be your best waiter, but you're going to have a little positive me floating around most of the time, and I promise you I'll always be working hard. And that goes for almost everything I do. I'm certainly not the best yogi, teacher or practitioner. But I think my classes were pretty good. I edited those and I go, wow, I sound like I know what I'm talking about. This is pretty good yoga I'm practicing. And maybe the yoga's not, and maybe my positions aren't. But the way I talk and the way I say focus on this or that is actually pretty good. And I think that shows if you bring a good attitude, and how important attitude is. People want to be around people with energy and a positive attitude and want to, I don't think we need perfect people in our lives. We better not need perfect people in our lives because we're not going to find them. But we can surround ourselves with people that lift us up and make us feel good. And no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm talking sobriety or doing a yoga class, I think I'm pretty good at doing that. That feels nice. Good morning, Chip. How are you? Will Bill Chill says he's doing it right now. I wonder if he's doing his stretching or his breathing. I did some stretches this morning. I thought I needed a little extra help to deal with my anxiety. So I stood there with my shirt off in front of the mirror and did some stretches of gratitude. Only reason my shirt was off is because I sleep with my shirt off. It wasn't to especially reveal my sexy body to myself. But I thought I looked pretty good. I did a couple of these and I brought them through and said, thank you, God. And I breathed while doing it. It's a little hard to talk and breathe at the same time. And then do another one. Oh, I was fortunate. I was blessed. My back even cracked on that one. I don't know if anybody heard it. And it's important to feel gratitude. Thank you, Lord, for the little pop in my back while I was doing that. Kind of go like that. Oh, I think it's almost important to groan and to moan. Maybe to over-exaggerate your feelings or your emotions and get them all out. I'll tell you what, just those 3 stretches felt good. And so if you're sitting there feeling anxious and feeling worried and feeling down and worried about your day, take a deep breath. And I know it sounds cliche and we never do it. It's hard to focus on your breath because you breathe, without focusing on it. If you didn't, we'd be in trouble. So it's hard to focus on your breath. And when you bring it in, and you do, it's almost like gratitude. And you do, it's almost like gratitude. It's hard to not be grateful for breathing in life. And again, it slows your mind down and gets it off of, I woke up early. Am I going to be tired all day? Am I going to feel like crud all day? And I'll tell you what, if you're out there worried about being tired or feeling like crud today and you drank last night, don't drink tonight. I'll tell you what, if you struggle with anxiety and you think alcohol calms you down, I promise you it makes things worse. Good morning, Sandra Lynn. Thank you so much for joining. I got started very early this morning. Woke up. Had a lot bouncing around in my mind. Brewed my coffee, did a few stretches. Went live just after 5 o'clock. And now I'm finishing up my second cup of coffee. And I'm going to sign off here in a minute. And I'm going to start posting this video on other social media platforms. And I'm probably going to get a little more rest if possible. But if not, that's okay too. I'm going to eat some fruit. And I'm going to live in the moment and be in the moment and thank the Lord for my comfortable bed and my coffee and my water and my fruit that I'm eating and the day that I have ahead of me. And I'm not going to think too far ahead, and I'm going to forgive myself when I do start thinking too far ahead. I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to go through my day, and I'm going to smile more than I cry, and I'm going to have a good attitude and hopefully make some people laugh that I come across. I'm going to get a good workout in, and I'm going to get all my things done on my to-do list, and I'm going to get to work at 5 o'clock, and I'm going to have a great shift, or as great shift as I'm supposed to. And I'm looking forward to my day. And I hope you're looking forward to your day as well. And I want to thank you for joining on this Thursday morning. And has my positive attitude improved my personal relationships? I'll tell you, it's improved my personal relationship for sure with the most important personal relationship that we have. And it's the relationship we have with ourselves. Because no matter what we're doing, and no matter if we're married or single or CEO of a company or a busboy at a restaurant, the one person you spend the most time with is yourself. And if you work on that relationship and learn to forgive yourself and love yourself and be kind to yourself, I promise you that relationship will improve. And then when you go out in the world and bring the best version of yourself, or the most peaceful version of yourself, or the most positive version of yourself, I think you'll find the right people, or the right people will find you. And I think if you're in a negative place and you're getting in a new relationship and you're bringing a negative version of yourself to that relationship's going to struggle. And yeah. So, one more sip of coffee. Again, it's Thursday morning. I so appreciate you. I want to thank you all for joining. Again, it's Thursday morning. I so appreciate you. I want to thank you all for joining. Again, I post this video on various social media platforms, and I post a lot of shorts and reels and TikToks. And I'm about 4 weeks behind in my editing. I beat myself up over that, but I'm trying to forgive myself and say, hey, it's okay. And look at it as a blessing that I got a whole bunch of content waiting for me to post videos on that are going to grow my social media platform, that are going to increase my revenue, build my audience, hopefully make a difference and help some people along the way, and move me along down the path that is my life. So I want to thank you so much for joining on this Thursday morning. I hope you had a great night's sleep. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.